Today, you'll learn how to create a basic Gradio app and deploy it on Koyeb. Gradio is a lightning-fast way to demo your machine learning model with a friendly web interface so that anyone can use it anywhere. For this tutorial, you'll need a Koyeb account and Python installed on your machine. Let's start by creating our basic Gradio application. We'll create a new directory for our project files and then navigate to it. Then we're going to open the project in the IDE of our choice. Create a virtual environment for the new project and activate it. Then install the Gradio package. Save your project dependencies to a requirement.txt file using pip freeze. Now we'll create a file called app.py and add this code to it. We import Gradio in OS and then define a function called greet. All this function does is return hello, along with the given input name and designated amount of exclamation points. We then instantiate a Gradio interface that takes our greet function, text, and a slider as inputs, and text as an output. As you can see, Gradio makes it simple to pass the values from our inputs to our function without a lot of code. The web server we're creating runs on the port specified by the port environment variable, using 7860 as a fallback value. The launch function runs our Gradio demo, and that's all of our code. Let's run the app locally to try it out. When we navigate to localhost 7860 in the web browser, we can see that our web page is complete with the inputs and outputs that Gradio handles for us. Add your name to the name field, select an intensity from the slider, and click Submit. The output will then greet you. Press Ctrl+C to shut down the app when you're finished. To deploy our Gradio app to Koyeb, you have a few options. To start, you can choose to use a Docker file or build pack. If you use a build pack, then you will deploy your code from a GitHub repo to Koyeb. But if you use a Docker file, you can deploy from a GitHub repo or from a container registry. For all of these options, you can opt to deploy from the Koyeb control panel or using the Koyeb CLI. Today, I'll show you how to deploy using the Koyeb control panel and using build pack, which starts with adding our project to GitHub. In the project directory, initialize a new Git repository. Use GitHub's default gitignore file for Python to avoid committing any unnecessary or unwanted files. Append an entry to your gitignore for the flag directory that is created by user interactions. Create a GitHub repository for your project, and then run these commands to commit and push changes to the repository, replacing the GitHub username and repository name with the values from your account and the GitHub repo name. Now, in the Koyeb control panel, click Create Service and ensure you've selected Web Service. Select GitHub as the deployment option and choose the repository containing your application code. Select Build Pack as the build option. Then, click to override the run command field and enter Python app.py as the run command. Choose a CPU for your service. The default Nano works well for this project. Then click Deploy. This creates a Koyeb app and service which builds and deploys your application. We can follow the public URL to see our live apps served on Koyeb. And that's it. You've built a basic Gradio application and deployed it on Koyeb. To go further, check out our tutorials for more in-depth Koyeb projects and solutions. Thanks for watching.